Hello everyone. So in the previous video we discussed transport of water and minerals. Today we will discuss the next and the last topic of transport in living organisms, that is transport of food and other substances. We know that food is prepared in the leaf. Now from the leaf it needs to be transported to all the parts of the plant. Now there is another system of tubes to transport it. It is another complex tissue, phloem. Try to recall what you read in class 9, that phloem is a complex tissue. It is made up of 4 types of cells: sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fiber. But the cell which takes part in transportation is only sieve tube. Like in xylem, the 2 cells helps in transportation, that is trachea and vessel, but in phloem only 1 cell, that is sieve tube, helps in the transportation, and it is assisted by the companion cells. Okay, sieve tubes are elongated cells. The end plates are perforated. It acts like a sieve. Hence the name of the cell is sieve tube cell. Do you remember the other special feature of this cell? That this cell lacks nucleus. When it matures, the nucleus is lost. The entire space is left for the transport of substances. Now the process of transport of substance or the products of photosynthesis through phloem is called translocation. So there is a specific term for the transport of substances through the phloem, translocation. Now is it that phloem transport only the product of photosynthesis? No, it transports some other substances like amino acids. Now the next question is that the transport begins from the leaf. Now where are these food transported to? These are transported to the growing regions like growing buds, growing leaves, etc. But if there is excess, then it needs to be stored. So they are transported to first storage region. It may be root, it may be fruit, it may be seed, or it is transported to the growing region like bud. Okay, now I'll draw a figure to show you. Now here I am going to draw a phloem. This is a sieve tube cell. It is assisted by the companion cell, and here are the phloem parenchyma cells. Okay, so this is what? Sieve tube, and this is companion cell. Okay. Now these 2 cells take part in the transportation, actually only through sieve tube assisted by the companion cell. You can see that the end plates are perforated. It acts like a sieve and they are placed end to end and they form a continuous system of transport through it. Now there is a difference in the transport of substance through xylem and phloem. Now let's see what is the difference between the transport of materials in xylem and phloem. Xylem transports water and minerals dissolved in it from root to the leaf. It means the transport is unidirectional. Okay, and phloem transports prepared food from leaves to other parts of the plant. In xylem, the transport is unidirectional, means it occurs in only one direction. Which direction? Always from root to leaf. But in phloem, transport occurs in both upward as well as downward direction. How? From leaf it is transported to the roots or other storage organ, and during spring season again it is transported from root or other storage organ to the buds. Means transport occurs in both direction. There is one more difference. In xylem, transport occurs by simple physical process like diffusion, whereas in phloem it occurs by utilizing energy in the form of adenosine triphosphate, ATP. Now I'll explain you how is the food translocated from leaf to the other parts of the plant. Okay, here I have drawn a cross section of leaf. Try to recall, you read it in the nutrition chapter. Okay, this is what? Cross section of leaf. This is upper epidermis, This is lower epidermis. And in the center, this is vascular tissue. Have you seen the midvein of the leaf and the veins? They are actually vascular tissue. So these are what? Xylem, which brings water to the leaf, and these are 1, 2, 3, 4, these are xylem, and in between these are the phloem tissue. What it is? Phloem tissue. Upper epidermis, lower epidermis, and in between there is mesophyll tissue. Now these cells, they contain a lot of chloroplast. These are the actual site of photosynthesis. So food is synthesized here. So the food which is synthesized, it is transported utilizing energy to the phloem. Understood? So from here it is transported where? To the phloem, utilizing energy, means against the concentration gradient. Now and it is transported in the form of sucrose. Sucrose is a kind of disaccharide sugar. Once the sucrose enters this phloem tissue, due to osmotic effect, it draws water from the surrounding cell. As a result, the osmotic pressure at this phloem, in this region phloem, osmotic pressure increases due to entry of water. Now the transport occurs from a region of high osmotic pressure to a region of low osmotic pressure. It means transportation occurs according to the plant's need. Where it will be transported? From here, from the phloem of the leaf to the storage organ or to the growing region. Yes, I hope you have understood the transport of food and other substances. Now I will discuss the questions given at the end of this topic. These questions are given in your book, page number 110. First question is, what are the components of transport system in human beings and what are the functions of these components? See, I have already discussed and sent you study material, but once again I am saying, what are the components? Heart, blood vessels and blood. Heart, we know it is a pumping organ. It receives and pumps the blood. Then the blood function also, you know that the plasma help in the transport of food, waste and carbon dioxide, and hemoglobin in RBC transports oxygen. And blood vessels are arteries, veins and capillaries. Capillaries connect artery and vein. Arteries transport blood from heart to body parts and veins bring blood from body parts back to heart. So this is question number 1. Now question number 2 is, why is it necessary to separate oxygenated and deoxygenated blood in mammals and birds? See, mammal and birds are warm-blooded animals. It means they have to maintain their constant body temperature. Even if the environment temperature goes very high or low, their body temperature remains constant. To maintain this constant temperature, they need a lot of energy. And this for the production of lot of energy, more oxygen is required. Understood? Therefore, separation of deoxygenated and oxygenated blood helps to supply more oxygen to the cell, which produce more energy, which in turn is needed to maintain their constant body temperature. Now the next question is, how are water and minerals transported in plants? See, water and minerals are transported by the xylem. The cells involved are tracheids and vessels. What are the two forces required? One is root pressure, another is transpiration pull. We know that the cells which are in direct contact with the soil, first they take up ions actively, and due to osmotic effect, water enters into the xylem. Osmotic pressure of the xylem increases and water rises in the plant. But this explains the rise of water only up to a certain height. Then how the water reaches to the top of the tall trees? There is another force called transpiration pull. Due to transpiration in the leaf, suction is created. Therefore, water is drawn drop by drop from the root to the top of the tall trees. Okay. Now the next question, actually it is question 3. What are the components of the transport system in highly organized plants? It is xylem and phloem. You already know what are the cells of xylem. tracheids and vessels, and in phloem it is sieve tubes which is assisted by companion cells. Now the last question of this topic is, how is food transported in plants? Just now I explained that sucrose is first transferred from the cells of the leaf to the phloem. Due to osmotic effect, water is drawn into the phloem. Osmotic pressure increases. Now the movement of substance occurs from a region of high osmotic pressure to a region of low osmotic pressure. Thus the plant is able to transport the substances according to the plant's need, from leaf to the storage organ, and during spring from storage organ to the growing region like buds. Thank you.